And good morning, sunshine. I'm Carey Pena alongside Brandon Lee. And thank you so much for being here, joining us for our show all about mental strength, mental health, and how to live our best life.
I love this show and I love being part of it, and I'm so excited for this because all you can see, our coffee table here on set has all these, I'm going to call them magical bowls.
Yes.
And Kim's going to join us here in just a few minutes to kind of explain the unique quality of these bowls and the sounds that they emit and how those sounds can actually help us heal. So we're all about healing and the sound of healing.
Yes, but first, what's going down this morning? We wanted to just touch on the fact that here at the Center for Positive Media, where we broadcast live, we've broadcast a series of town halls, and the most recent one that I was moderating, we had Dr. Richard Carmona, who is the 17th Surgeon General of the United States. And he delivered some news that I know made everyone cringe when they heard it. No offense, Dr. Carmona. But he was talking about, that COVID is not gone, that we should not let up, that we should remain vigilant. And he was talking about these new COVID strains and sub-strains. And I asked him, what is your level of concern about people's mental health at this point? And he said, I get it, Carey. I get it. It is fatigue. But, I was reading some statistics that the World Health Organization said the pandemic has triggered a 25% rise in anxiety and depression worldwide.
Well, we saw from the beginning of the pandemic, now that many of the numbers are finally coming back in, that we are seeing a lot of suicidal rates have gone up, suicidal ideation percentages have gone up, a lot of people relapses have gone up, overdoses have gone up. The pandemic has impacted so many of our lives, it's disrupted so many of our lives. Now that we get a sense to go back to normal a little bit, people are going to concerts, they're going to baseball games, they're going to do all those things. Here's where rubber's going to meet the road. Even if there is a new variant coming out, and I think that's what you're alluding to, what was said in this news conference, right? There's a new variant that could be coming out. The moment health leaders tell people to put a mask back on and they're going to close things down, it is going to wreak havoc across the country. People are not going to follow those orders anymore. You can't tell people to wear a mask, then allow people to go back on, and then tell them, nope, we got to go back. Like, people have moved past it, and I don't know what health experts are going to do.
Yeah, that's the thing is, and one of the things we're concentrating on this show is talking about mental health. And we want to introduce folks to some modalities that maybe they haven't looked at, which is why we invited Kim here today.
Yeah. I am so excited, and you're going to teach us all about Kim Balzan, a holistic practitioner. Thanks for being here on the show today.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what we're actually seeing here on our coffee table. These are unique bowls. These aren't just bowls you're going to go into your kitchen and say, hey, we're going to make some beautiful sounds today. But talk to me a little bit first, Kim, about the true healing of sound. How does it impact us?
It impacts every cell in our body. Every cell in our body. It works on the mind, it works on the nervous system, and it's instant. It works within seconds. I mean, people come and see me and sometimes they think it's going to take an hour to have an effect. Sometimes it's within seconds or minutes.
The people who come to see you, you were telling us before we began the show that you see people for a variety of reasons. Folks who have anxiety, stress. I mean, insomnia is such a huge issue that plagues a lot of people. So what do you do when they come to visit you and they say, I cannot sleep, I'm, just have so much anxiety, I'm so stressed. What do you do?
Well, I think in my head, just watch, because you're going to sleep and you're going to feel peace. And not only that, sound from bowls like this is relaxing but very energizing. You feel peace in a totally different way. It's just a different sensation because it's a sensation for the whole body. So as I start playing these bowls, it creates a vibration, and certain vibrations and frequencies are coming out of those bowls.
Do a little bit of a demonstration here and show me the different sounds that each bowl makes, and how does that help us heal, and what does it actually do to the body? Because you did have me put my hand close to it, and I could feel the vibration coming off of that bowl.
It is a crazy vibration that comes out of these bowls. So these bowls are a modern take of one of the oldest modalities on the planet is sound healing and sound. So these are made from crystal, but they're also infused with gemstones, minerals, and precious metals. The bigger the bowl, it's very grounding. This bowl is Aqua Aura. It works wonderfully with grief. This is pure gold and quartz crystal, very therapeutic to the body. And you hear the sounds. You don't even have to hear it. That's the thing. You could have earmuffs on. It doesn't matter. What is the most powerful thing is the vibration coming out of these bowls.
And then you often will chime it as well.
Yes, there's many different ways to play chime. Love that one, is rose quartz. Many different ways to play the bowls.
Wow, and you know, I learned something new. I didn't realize the bowls were made of crystals.
Yes.
Because I'm a huge believer of crystals.
Yes.
You walk into my office, I've got crystals everywhere, right?
Yes.
Because the power of earth, the power of crystals,
Absolutely.
and
And
how
we
earth
have
can help us
crystal in
heal.
us.
And
Absolutely.
I had no idea those bowls were made of crystals.
Yeah.
When you say this one, for instance, helps with grief,
Yes.
how so?
Well, it's the element that is in there is aqua aura. It's a very soothing sound on that one. And it's a subtle way of helping someone. It really is. When people come and see me, they want to know, do I need to know anything about them? I don't need to know anything, because with sound, you don't need any words. You don't. It goes in the body exactly where it's supposed to go. It does exactly what it's supposed to do.
You are very busy and you're expanding.
Very busy.
And so that's exciting. But for folks who might be
Yeah.
watching or listening to the podcast who can't get in to see you, what is your recommendation to implement some sound healing into our daily lives? There's a lot of resources out there. I go to YouTube often and I'll just put some low vibration, which my kids are like, oh gosh, our wacky mom in there. Again,
Herself.
clearing out the negative
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
But what is
Absolutely.
your recommendation?
I mean, you could go to YouTube and listen to some sounds. You're not getting the most important part is the vibration, but yes, you could listen with headphones. I would suggest headphones. This way you really hear it a little bit better.
Like
But
the
I
Tibetan
always-
healing sounds and things like that. Is there anything?
Absolutely, whatever you resonate with. Some people may resonate more with a crystal bowl than a Tibetan bowl. Absolutely, it's just like certain music.
Yes.
So if somebody comes to your showroom and they say, wow, you know, I want to give this a go. I've tried medication for anxiety and depression, or I
Yes.
take sleeping pills to go to bed
Absolutely.
at night. I want to get off the medications and do a more holistic approach. And they come to your showroom. What's like a beginner's kit? What does that beginner's kit kind of
Well,
look
it
like? And
just-
does it have the same impact if I do it in the morning as if I go to somebody like you to do it?
Well, it's just a different impact, but yes, it will absolutely change your life. Absolutely. This modality changed my life like that, like an instant.
How did it change your life?
It shifted something in my brain. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. It shifted something in my brain quite quickly and brought me to a state of bliss and peace, and that was it.
And do you just
Instant.
start with one bowl, or do you do like an array of 4 or 5 bowls?
You could start with one bowl, but more is always better.
You know,
Because you're getting different harmonics and different sounds, absolutely.
And-
But one bowl is fine.
we have so many questions.
And how much do they cost? Like, I mean, what's the price range here? Like, I'm
They
so curious about
start-
this.
Well, this is a different kind of bowl. This is the best sound bowl on the planet that is made, honestly. So they range from around the high 600s to thousands. Thousands, but you don't have to spend thousands.
There are a lot of people who are suffering right
Yeah.
now. And COVID has done a number on all of our lives in different ways. What is your best piece of advice to someone who might be watching and thinking, wow, you're a healer
Yeah.
and you deal in therapeutics every day with people who are suffering. What do you want to say to people?
Just try it. Be open. This is not woo-woo or crazy or out there. I mean, this is science. It really is.
Can you
And
play
feel
us
free-
out?
Absolutely.
And Kim, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you and all the healing work that you're doing and sharing your
Thank
knowledge
you
with
so
us
much.
and
I
our viewers
appreciate
and
it
listeners.
very much. Thank you.
At Inspired Media 360, we produce a variety of shows and content, and one of the shows that I'm so proud to produce is for Habitat for Humanity. And recently I had the chance to sit down with a truly incredible gentleman. Fred Milanovich is his name. And Fred is a big philanthropist, and he does so much for so many. And he talked about how he could have just retired. He could have just kicked back because he's hugely successful. But he talked about how he's now gone into high gear, even in his retirement years, because he believes in the power of giving. Here's what he had to say.
You're retired. Some say you slowed down. Well, we actually speeded up because we saw all the need. We wake up in the morning with a smile on our face and just enthusiasm. It's a new life. It gave us a new life. So we're not retired.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. We will never retire, I guess. We have purchased a large plot of land in Phoenix where we'll start this veteran village. So then they'll go there and help build their own home. And see, I think that's the key. I think the key is it's the hand up. I realized when I was doing early philanthropy, I was doing handout. My strong recommendation is to get with an organization, get to know them. You don't have to volunteer immediately. You don't have to write a check. Just get to see what they're doing and get exposed, because it's like an activation energy. It's counterintuitive, because when we're launched in life, you're given the skills to be a success. So what does that mean? You improve your lifestyle. You get a bigger house. You get a newer car. You have success. And so that's all about you. And so you have to go from you to we to us. And how do you break from the I to the we? And it's by getting with people that have a common cause. And Habitat is probably the best organization there is on the planet. And so if you get with them, even in a small way, it'll help you pull out, break the mold that you've been put in by society.
How impressive. How impressive. Even at his age, right? He is still out there doing good for people, out there building homes for veterans. It's incredible.
Veterans causes is really where his passion lies, but he identifies need not only in Arizona, across the country, and now around the world. I mean, he's someone who I really have so much respect for, and I just love the fact that he has helped Habitat for Humanity, which is such an incredible charity.
It's so inspiring.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring to see him just go right now.
Yes. Yeah. And speaking of inspiring, we have one of your besties here today to talk about
I'm surrounded by my besties.
Yes.
About a children's book that we co-created. Her name is Jordana Hutchins. She's here in our studio this morning. Come on over here. Last summer, Jordana calls me and she goes, "Hey, B, how about creating a children's book based on your childhood about overcoming childhood bullying?" And I was like, I'm in it. I'm with you. So I just had to ask you really quick, what inspired you, like in the middle of the summer? Was it just like a dream to like pick up the phone and be like, I want to write a book about little Brandon's childhood and how we can help other kids out there? Like, how did it even come to be?
It came to be through you. So the book itself, the idea didn't happen a couple years ago, but when you released Mascara Boy and we're talking about everything that you've been through and being so open, it was such an inspiration to me. And I always tell Brandon, he truly inspired my own healing. Like, I have my own childhood trauma that I didn't think was bothering me, I had never dealt with, until really having lunches with him again and being comfortable enough because of who he is to start dealing with that. So I knew I wanted to do something like how Brandon was helping someone. I didn't know how to do that. And then last summer, maybe it's the pandemic effect of we all reevaluated our careers, our lives, its importance to us. And I was like, oh no, something needs to change here. So I left TV news and I work for the American Cancer Society now, but I've always written and done some children's rhyming books, kind of therapeutic or for friends who had kids. And I knew I wanted to write because I had a little time off between jobs. And I was like, what do I write about? What do I write about? And I turned on my nightstand and there is Mascara Boy. And I was like, oh my God. And I remembered having a brunch with Brandon. He was telling me anecdotes from being a boy and things that had happened. And it just honestly, in 2 days. I wrote it in 2 days,
Yep.
and then collaborated with him because I called him up. I was like, B, and then once he got involved, then rewrote.
What did it feel like for you going through this process, especially given that you at the same time were understanding your own childhood trauma and things that you wanted to heal from?
It was really therapeutic. It's hard to describe a feeling when you get it. It was like a peaceful feeling, and it kind of started bringing other things in life that I might have been stressed about, and just really like what's important, and pushed the other stuff away, and kind of gave me just a clearer sense of purpose in life in general.
What does it feel like now? I mean, you went outside the box, you changed careers a bit. I mean, after working in TV news for many years, now you're working at the Cancer Society, which is a wonderful organization. You're writing books, children's books, and you're doing all these creative things. So what does that feel like for you on your journey?
It's empowering. It's empowering. It feels like, might have said this before, but when every little part of your life has come together, and you always know like there's a reason for it, but you don't see what the reason is. And then when you get to a point where it's all kind of come full circle, that's what it feels like right now. It feels like that full circle moment where all these things and all these places I've been and all these things I've done and lessons I've learned, and being, back with Brandon again, that's what it was supposed to have been.
I've done a lot of reporting on bullying and the long-lasting effects that it can have. And so I think that this book is so important, and it's just beautiful that the two of you came together in such a special way to do it. So where can people find, when does it get released?
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yep, it comes out May 2nd, and go ahead.
So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we really wanted to release it then and have an impact with that and combine with that to raise awareness. And May 7th is Children's Mental Health Awareness Day, which is very important because I know during the pandemic, everyone's mental health is important.
Yep.
We've talked a lot about adults, but I don't think a lot of people have really dive deeper into how it's impacting children.
That's a really
and it's cool
important
because
thing to say.
And it really does introduce the arts as a way for any kid to express themselves in a more healthy way.
Yeah,
And
that's the thing, like acting out. Like I had dance when I was growing up, so it wasn't, painting,
But that's
it was a
arts.
creative outlet.
It's a
It
creative
was
art.
art. So, and a lot of kids aren't introduced to that if they don't have a teacher or a parent who's done it or who knows to introduce them. So hopefully too, adults will be able to use this as a tool to help children too, to say, oh, maybe this is how I can help my son or daughter.
Yeah. It's beautiful, and the illustrations were done by
A girl named Kylie. She actually does some of our graphic
Yeah,
designs on many
yes.
things. And
I
I
just
actually
wanted to
met
give her
her
a
through a
plug.
friend in recovery. And
Yeah.
Kylie, and her last name is so hard to pronounce, so I'm going to call her Kylie K.
Yeah.
Kylie K. Her name is on the book cover. Illustrations by Kylie K. I'm not even going to butcher her last name. Not going to do that to her, but it's called Splat, Brandon's Big Fit. You can actually pre-order now.
SplatBrandonsBigFit.com, and we're also on Instagram, Splat Brandon's Big Fit.
This is the Pep Talk Hotline.
The Pep Talk Hotline, where you actually get to hear kids give adults a pep talk in their day. Take a listen.
Options for encouraging messages. If you're feeling mad, frustrated, or nervous, press 1. If you need words of encouragement and life advice, press 2. If you need be grateful for yourself. Dude, live it up. Be you. I trust that you can make things right. Be happy.
Yes.
Try it again. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
If you're feeling up high and unbalanced, think of groundhogs. It's okay to be different. Always stay together.
Oh,
Don't give up, power through. We all really like you. Never back down, never give up. The world is a better place with you in it.
Here's what I love so much about it, is that I always say that kids have the purest hearts.
Yes, and I love the reactions of people on TikTok filming themselves literally crying when they
Crying.
call this hotline because it is so pure and it is so beautiful.
And it's awesome. And you were saying, like, when you call the number, this Pep Talk number, you can press 1
So
if
press
you need.
1 for love and kindness. Press 2 if you want to hear how you're awesome.
Yeah.
Just the cutest thing is a kindergartner saying those things is just the best. Sometimes simple, just nice, simply being
Loving
nice
messages.
is loving messages is the best. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Jordana,
Thank
again.
you guys very
and
much.
thanks to
Appreciate
all
you.
of you for being with us for Good Morning Sunshine. We appreciate all of you. Keep the messages and feedback coming, and join us on YouTube.
And join us on YouTube. When you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll notice there's a little alarm bell. Click that button. It's a notification alert so that every time we do upload a new episode onto YouTube, you will be alerted by it. We also have this as a podcast form as well. So if you're out for your morning routine, your morning jog, you're on the treadmill, or if you're on your commute to work, you can actually listen to this show on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, everywhere else you can download your podcast.
Yeah, and you can email us at realgoodmorningsunshineshow@gmail.com. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and have a great day.